Good evening, ma'am.
Sure, sir. Good evening, sir.
Shall I start, ma'am?
Yes, sir. You can start now.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Good evening, my dear students. Once again, you are all welcome to the biological session. Already we saw it. What are the things, what is meant by success in an plants ecosystem, particularly? Okay. So what are the stages is the, okay, just imagine succession on a bare rock, otherwise called a Xerox stages. Okay, what are the stages already discussed? Lichen stages is also there, moss stage, and also annual grasses, perennial grasses, and last before a shrub and scrub stages, and the last one is called as climate community. Likewise, today we are going to discuss another important topic is also most important and mostly asked in the NEET question paper, my dear students. See here, the success in aquatic environment, hydroids stages, season in aquatic means you know what about it is water related, that's why they have given a name is called as hydroids stages. Here, which one is the starting point? That is the plankton stage. Plankton already you know what about it is nothing but the unicellular. Okay, my dear. See here, unicellular animals. Just imagine. Okay. Unicellular animals. Take an example, Euglena, Paramecium. Okay. These are all considered the getting known as, which is unicellular, which one animals. Isn't it? Cyanobacteria, Nostoc, Anabina. These are all considered the getting, which one aquatic. See here, the plankton stage in a bond, the phytoplanktons, phyto is denoted as which one the plant related one, isn't it, my dear? So see this one, this is considered a plant related. Okay, what are the plants? Already you studied in phytoplants. Just imagine phytoplant. Plant means it's not the plankton. Actually, the spelling is phyto. Phyto means plant. Okay. Plankton, it's a unicellular, green, bearing chlorophyll molecules also. They can synthesize their food materials. They are all called as autotrophs. Okay, which one that is called as autotrophs. Because so they are having chlorophyll molecule. They can synthesize their own food material. Such type of, which one Phyton, plant body is a single cell, unicellular. Okay, they can free swimming in nature. Okay, the phytoplankton are used for the food for which one zooplankton. It is also unicellular organism of animals. Okay, this is the unicellular animals. Don't forget, my dear, unicellular animals. Don't forget, my dears. Okay, so these are the very, very important. Phytoplankton stage means there are two types of plankton. Is the one is considered as a phytoplankton, another one is considered as a zooplankton. Both are unicellular, but this one is called as autotrophs. This one is called as heterotrophs because it depends upon the phytoplankton. Because the phytoplankton, they can synthesize their own food material from sunlight. Because they are bearing chlorophyll molecules, so they can synthesize their food material with the process called as photosynthesis. Okay, my dear, photosynthesis. Okay, so the phytoplankton is a food for zooplankton. Constitute the pioneer community. What is the meaning of pioneer community? That is an invading community. Other organisms such as multicellular organism. These are all are comes under the getting unicellular. Phytoplankton as well as zooplankton also comes under the gettings unicellular organisms, whether it may be a plant or animal. But it is a constitute the pioneer community. It is the constitution of the pioneer community. And second one is called as a submerged stage. Submerged means what is an in between the bottom and the above surface. Between there is a layer is that layer is called a submerged. Okay, what are the plant? They are also free living. Example, hydrilla. Already you know about hydrilla plant. Already you studied in the where? In the oxygen evolution process done by the scientist. Okay. And Potomogeoton, it is also another one. And also Najas. Najas is nothing but the snake. Okay. So these are all animal. This one is animal. These two are plant. Okay, my dear. So these are all submerged stages. Living organism forms a dense growth at bottom. Forms a dense growth at bottom. And then third one is called as floating stage. Here, how many stages are there? You know, so just here is 3 and 4, 5, 6, and 7 and 8. Clear is that 8 stages is there? Here, how many stages they have been reported? You know, 8 stages. Okay, my dears, don't forget. And first one is floating stages. In the shallow regions, plant appear with tubers. Rhizomatous. Rhizomatous is nothing but the roots. Tubers nothing but the, you know what about that. It is also one of the underground stem modification. Rhizome is also underground stem modification. And is creeping stem and leaves floating on the surface of the water. Example, Nymphia, Nilambu, Lemna, Azalea, Trapa, etc. Okay, my dear. This is called a floating stage. I will show you how it will be. Okay. Take an examples of any one of the things. Take an examples of any one of the things. Okay. See. So just imagine this is considered as a lake. Okay, my dear. So here they have given us a 8 layer. 8 layer they have separated, isn't it, my dear? First stage. Okay. And second stage. Third stage, and fourth and fifth. Likewise, it may be going on. Here, what is that? You know, first one is called as what is that? They told which one, you know, phytoplankton, zooplankton, isn't it, my dear? Phytoplankton and zooplankton. Phytoplankton means, you know, but there are some plants, unicellular plants bearing chlorophyll molecules. And also and also another one is called as zooplankton. Take an example, say any one of the amoeba, paramecium. Okay, my dear. So these are all the zooplankton. These are all called as zooplankton. KTON plankton. This one is called as what is that? Phytoplankton. Phyto means plant. Okay, my dear. Phytoplankton, plant. This one is called as animal. Okay. Another category, what is that? What they told, you know, the Nilambu, some of the plants, just imagine there is a floating in nature. Floating in nature. What is the meaning of floating in? This is considered as a water surface. Water surface, isn't it? Surface. This layer, isn't it, my dear? Here, what happened? Some of the plant they can floating on the surface here. Just you can imagine like this. Some of the plant they can live like this. Okay, my dear. So these are all are considered as the floating plant. Nilambu, lotus. Okay. So take an example here. What happened? There is a small, what is that? outgrowth is also there. That outgrowth is also having, which one, flowers, isn't it, here? Okay, like this. Okay, think about like this. Okay, my dear. So here, this is considered floating. Submerged means hydrilla plant. Take an example, hydra. Submerged means in between the layer. It is dipped under the water. That is also another point. That is also another thing. The hydrilla plant, already you can see it. So many plant is there. The hydrilla plant like this. Okay, my dear. The hydrilla plant, they can exit the water molecules for oxygen. So from the to the atmosphere, from the bottom of the water, our bond. Take an example. This is considered a bond, isn't it, my dear? Bond. Okay, so these are the layers. Remaining layers we are going to see one by one, my dear. Okay, just imagine. Okay, what are the layer we studied? Okay, see here. See that the submerged stages, that one is called as floating stage. Submerged means completely inside the water. Okay, floating means above the water bed, like that we may tell. So in the shallow region, the plants appear tubers, rhizomatous, and also creeping stems and leaves floating on the surface of the water. Example, Nymphia, Nilambu, Lemna, Azala, and Trepa, etc. These are all our floating stages where in the hydra ecosystem, otherwise called as success in aquatic environment. Maybe. Okay. So next one is the free floating stages. You know about the free floating stages, the plant like Pistia and Eichhornia is grow. Pistia and Eichhornia. Take an examples. Okay. In this pot. Okay. Already we studied. Offset already studied, isn't it, my dear? Offset is nothing but what is it? The plant is look like this one. Plant is look like this one. Okay. In between there is a stem is there. Actually, the leaves look like a red color. No, here the green color is there. This is called as pistia. This one. Okay, my dear. In between there is a stem is connected in between the, what is that? This is also called as, what is that? Interconnection between the plant. Eichhornia is also similar plant, free floating in nature, but they are having the roots also. They are having the roots, and also root packet is there. Already we studied that things also. So take an example. This is the plant. Okay, here the plant is there. Just imagine a rough diagram I'm drawing here. Okay, same things. But here what happened? There are root, a bunch of root is there. That is also called as a bunch of roots. So many roots is also there. But instead of root cap, what they are having, root packet is there in this part. These are the special type of roots, root packets. But it is free floating on the water. So what are the two examples has given? One is called as Pistia. In Tamil, we may call it as, what is that? Ahaya Tamarai. What is the naming? Pistia is also Eichhornia. Both are same. Ahaya Tamarai. Tamil, we may call it as which one, mostly present in the, where the bond, okay, water, hydrots in nature, aquatic. And next one is called as, what is the name? Reed swamp stage. In shallow air, water amphibious plants with emergent leaves begins to grow. Examples, Sagillaria, Typha, Phragmites. So these are the three plants have given. What is that? Amphibious plant. What is the meaning of amphibious plant? These type of plants, how it will be look like, just imagine. So for example, this is the plant. This is the bottom of the, this is the, what is the bottom? Okay, this is a bed, water bed. Just imagine this is considered a water bed, isn't it? The plant is upper is there, but they are having the leaf structures. In the upper part, there is a leaf structure is there. The bottom also the leaves is there, but the leaves is not fully look like a leaf. It's just like a root-like structure because it's a, what is that? Like this. So these type of things is also present in it. That is, that plant, it has two types of leaves. The upper, there is a fully, what is a fully well-developed leaves is there. In lower part, there is a, what is that? It is just like a fiber-like structure is there. But they will grow in both conditions. In the bottom of the soil, they adhere on the surface of the water, surface of the soil also. At the same time, the upper part is also outside. So this is a amphibian nature. And then next one is a sads or marsh meadow stages or newly built up swords, carex, sedage, juncus, pers, some grasses and herbs that grow rapidly lower the water table, lower the water table, bottom of the table. Okay, bottom here. Okay, so lower part, just to take an example, in this part, some of the grasses they will grow. Okay, so these are the different layers. Okay, meadows. These are the things. Sedge and marsh meadow. Marsh means what is that? You know, here there is a, the soil is completely, it's a clay-like structures, clay-like, completely covered with the clay-like structures. But some of the plant they will grow in this pot. Okay, that is called as marsh meadow stages. Okay, media. So go to the next one. And woodland stages. What is the meaning of woodland? Wood means what is that? You know, a little about. What is the meaning of woodland? Rhizomes bearing shrub. Rhizome means, you know, a little about. There is a stem modifications. Stem modifications. This is considered a root. This is also a root. This is rhizome. Okay, the rhizome, there is a margin, there is a bud is there. The bud, it will grows a new plant. Okay, the bud, it has a growth like this. Okay, media. So this is the things here. See here, the rhizome bears a ring, bearing shrubs and also small trees capable of tolerating excessive light and waterlogged condition appear on the edges of the sedge and mossy meadows. What is the meaning of edges? Already told you. Suppose take an example. This is the bond, you know. Already we discussed both the bottom is also already we studied and submerged and also free floating. And here what they do, woodland means what is that? It is also the park is the hardest part. Okay. This is called as wood, isn't it? The outermost covering, it is made up of scleroid. I already studied in the anatomical structure in plant, isn't it, my dear? So these plants, what is that? These plants, take an examples. The edge of the, which one you know? Which one you know? Bond. See that? Sedge or mossy meadow. Edges of the mossy meadow. So this is the condition here, and also here also. You can take an example. In this place, how it will be look like, you know, there is a soil is also mixed with the water molecule and also the marshy nature, clay nature completely. It is easily scatting. Okay, example has given. What is the example? Corners, populus, ulnus. Don't forget, my dear student. This is very, very important. Ulnus, so many times they were asked in the questions. NEET point of view, my dear. NEET point of view, they ask the questions. Which one you know? In this part. The ulnus. Okay, ulnus. So this is also important questions. The marshy place, woody plant, like that they may ask the question. And last one is already in our but climax stages. The new trees, shrubs, and also herbs that are perfect harmony with the climate of the area. The colonization by land plant usually progress from the margin towards the center of the bond area. Here, how it will be calculated? This is considered a center, isn't it? Sorry. So this one is considered a center part. Here, the bottom to upper layer, or it may be upper layer to bottom. Other ways called as how it will be. It will be like this. Here, outside to inner side of the bond. This is the center place. See that is a climax stage. What are the plants here growing? You take in half part only. See, this is the part. What is that? Lower, submerged. Okay. And phytoplankton, zooplankton at the same time. Which one know? And free floating. And the last one is called as woody stage and also climax stages. Okay. The plant, taken examples from the bottom to here to upper way in this area. Okay, my dears. Here and submerged, free floating, and also completely inner side also there, and zooplankton, phytoplankton. Finally, what happened now? So, bottom of the marshy habitat. So, you have to take from. So, that's why they have chosen from the outside to the center of the, which one, So, outside to center of the bond, they have calculated as the climax. What is the meaning of this one? The plant growth or animal growth or whatever it may be inside the bond, they consider as a climax stage. Okay, media. What is the next one? See this one. The bare bottom stage. Bare bottom without any plant. See, the success in aquatic environment showed there are so many examples. Once upon a time, initial stages. What are the stages of hydroxysuccession? Here, the bare bottom stage. They didn't explain in this part. Submerged vegetation, emerged vegetation, temporary bond, and climax. This is the last. In between, how many is there? 8 stages is there. Already we discussed, isn't it, my dear? Here, the bare bottom stage, what happened? There is nothing inside the bond, isn't it? After that, what happened? Submerged vegetation. There are some plants also grow. Submerged means completely, and some of them are comes out. Okay, amphibian. Emerged vegetation. Some of them are emerged means completely covered by the water molecule. Temporary bond, and also they create the soil is covered. So the temporary bond is there. Finally, what happened in the climax forest stage is there. These are the changes which occurs there. This is the traumatical changes occurs during the particular period. This is considered as what is it? Take an example. This is the starting stage, isn't it? This is the starting stage, isn't it, my dear? Sorry. So this is the starting stage, isn't it? For example, 50 years before, 60 years, 70 years, 100 years, 200 years. So it changed into the how it will be. The bond is converted into a forest. There, what we will discuss, dry land is converted into forest, water body. Okay, the bond is converted into the forest. How it will becomes here the soil during the raining season, all the soil particles also. What happened, transfer from the upper part to lower part. So it completely covered the soil particle. So after that, what happened? Automatically the forest climax stages also appear. That is very, very important, my dear students. What is the next stage? See this one. This is the first one. This is newly formed water body. Suppose take an example, any one of the bond we made. Okay. Suppose we are digging the water, digging the soil or rock for domestic purpose, whatever it may be. Take an example. There is a small well is there without any water molecule. During the rainy season, what happened? The water it will be filled, isn't it? So it look like a bond. After a few days, what happened? Some of the seeds also, what happened? Comes from where? In the raining season. Okay, erode. Okay, after that, the seeds also grow. So it may be deposited in the bottom of the soil. Okay, that is called a submerged. See here, the phytoplankton. This is called as phytoplankton. I already told you. They can free swimming. At the same time, what happens? It can synthesize their own food material with the help of the light, isn't it? They can, because it's a chlorophyll molecules. So they can synthesize their own food material, autotrophs. After that, they produce some seeds. The animals also comes and drink for water. They put some, what is that? Seeds and so on. So they also under the bottom. Bottom also they produce some plants. So that is the third one, rooted submerged stage. And rooted and floating stage. See, this one is called as rooted and floating stage. This one is called as Nympia, Nilambu, and so on. So, and then reed is swampy stage. This is the 5th stage. Okay, my dear. This is the 5th stage. And sedge, marshy, meadow stage. This one is called as meadow stage, means completely covered with the soil with the marshy habitat, completely clay in nature without any things. After that, woodland stage. This one is called as woodland stage, and the last one is called as forest. These are the 8 stages have been reported, my dear students. This is very, very important. First stage, so already been over about up to the last stage. Maximum they are asked this one, free floating, and also amphibian stage, both. And also another one is called as what is that? Meadow stage, 6th one. And woodland stand, and last one is called as forest. They may ask the question in the point which one, match the following diagrammatical questions. Whatever it may be, they may ask that. Okay, matches. Okay, my dear. And also, which one a diagrammatical question. Diagrammatical questions they may ask. Okay, miss. You have to prepare for the both. Okay, my dear. So go to the next one. Same process also given. The phytoplankton, red swamp stage, submerged plant, and marshy meadow stage, and also submerged free floating plant stage and scrub stage. This is the final stage. Okay, my dear. Last, sorry, that one is the before the forest stage. Okay, complete changes of the aquatic to forest. Okay, so next we will pass on to the important things, the changes in community characteristics. What are the changes occurs? What are the character is there? What are the changes occurs? See here, the characteristics have been reported in the tabulation format, my dear. Characteristics. Nutrient conservation, normally how it will be? Seral stage and climax stage. Already we know seral stage is the initial one, isn't it? Climax means it is the end. Here, how much is it? It's the starting stage, isn't it, my dear? So it is a very low. Nutrient conservation is a very low in nature. But here, you know about the very high in nature. Okay. So this is already another important. Okay. So this one is low. This one is high in nature. Efficiency of energy uses. Already you know about it. Here there is a very less number, isn't it? Less number only. So less number, they can use only the low energy also. But here high. So both are high because number is high. Here 50 is there. Here 500 is there. Climax. Take an example, grasses, animals, whatever it may be in climax condition, this number is high. So the nutrition conservation is also high. At the same time, efficiency of energy or uses also what happened now? High. Community functions, food chain symbol. Food chain always will be very simple nature. Here is the complex. Already know about forest, isn't it? Forest ecosystem. Here what happened now? Phytoplankton, zooplankton, and finally, that's all. Here only simple food chain only. But here there is a starting from the grass, grasshopper, deer, lion, human being like that, or grass, rabbit, snake, eagle, human being like that. It is a complex. Food web is also there. Web. Okay. More than one food chain is also united together. Each one it has a interconnected with the another food chain. Community organization, simple. Here also simple. Here complex. Same. Ecological niches, a few generalized, many specialized. That is very, very important. Okay. Many and specialized. Community structure, size of individual small. See here. Phytoplankton, maximum 2 to 5 species only is there here. Here we cannot be able to calculate it. Many species is there. Grasses, different grasses also there. Plant, herbs, shrubs. Okay. Family, how many families are? 202 families there. Okay. So these are the important. Here the large. The size of the individual, small, here large. Here phytoplankton is a small one. To take an example, grasses, it's a large one compared to the phytoplankton. It is a unicellular. This one is called as multicellular. This is what is that, primitive stage. This one is called as well-developed stage. Like that, it can move. Life cycle, simple, complex. Okay. And role of detritivores. They're less important. Here important because any one of the plant, they can live there. Litters, what happened? It undergoes the physiological, about biogeocycles. Okay, but here there is no biogeocycle. Simply, plant, what happened? No, undergo the degradation, eaten by the zooplankton, and phytoplankton eaten by zooplankton. It excrete the excreta. It is utilized by the zooplankton, phytoplankton. That's all. Simple cycle only. Okay, media. So go to the next one. The conditions, extreme, here the optimum conditions. Stratification, less developed, well, fully developed, like that. Growth rate, initial stage is very, very fast, isn't it? Because it's a very short nature. But here it is very slow in nature. Mineral cycling, fast, but here slow, already told you. Mineral nature, extrabiotic, intrabiotic. Extrabiotic, here intrabiotic. Inner point only, inside the plant, animals. Okay, inside them. Here, extra means it comes from the outside through the rain or whatever it may be. Light requirement is high. Here, very less nature. Okay, high. Here very low in nature. Rate of respiration is very low, but here high, because here the biomass is very high. Energy utilization where it is high, the respiration is also very high. Net community productivity high, here low. Pigment diversity, so low and high, opposite. Where suppose if it is in this side low means in this side high. Suppose here is high means here is low. That is the difference between these two. Stability, less stability, but it is more stable. Species diversity, it is very less because it is only present in the aquatic only, but it can be spread from anywhere. Species diversity, that is very, very important, my dear. These are the importance of which one, changes in community characteristics. Okay. Twenty characters have been reported here, my dear. Okay, just note it down, this one. And types of succession is also very, very important. Already we studied primary succession, secondary succession, like that we studied, isn't it? And remaining succession is also here. Primary succession, secondary succession, tertiary succession, autogenic succession, allogenic succession, autotrophic succession, and heterotropic succession. Sometimes they may ask the question other than the primary, secondary. So that's why I have chosen from the NEET. Primary succession, development of plant community on barren area. Just note it down. What is by primary community or primary succession? Primary succession is nothing but the development of plant community on barren area only, without any sources is there. That is called as barren area. Okay, the primary succession. Secondary succession, development of plant community on disturbed area. Disturbed area. Third one is called as autogenic succession. What is the meaning of autogenic? Controlled by biotic component of ecosystem. Biotic component of ecosystem. Take an example. Okay, my dears. Here, just to take an example. This one is considered as well, isn't it? Here, what happened? No, there is a water is during the rainy season, water is filled here. Here, the plant is growing. That is called as primary. The development of plant community on disturbed area. What is the meaning of disturbed? Same process is there. At the same time, some of the animal came for drinking or something else is there. So disturbed, the ecosystem is disturbed. At that time, what happens? Some of the plant it will be grow. That is also second one. Controlled by the biotic component of the ecosystem. Biotic component means take an examples, living organisms. Suppose take an example, so animals are come and drink the water, so the water level is decreases. The evaporation sunlight is also increases, so that sunlight, the evaporation of water molecules also increases, so the water level automatically decrease. Okay, that is also a third. Autogenic succession. Allogenic, controlled by abiotic component of the ecosystem. Abiotic components other than living organisms. So outer side, what are living organism is there? That things that is called allogenic. Autotrophic succession, it occurs in the medium that is rich in inorganic substance. That is also inorganic within the plant body. What are the chemicals? What are the content is there? Okay, what are the content? For example, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, sulfur, whatever it may be. Internal, what are the content is there? The medium, it occurs in the medium that is rich in the inorganic substances. Where? In the plant, within the plant. Heterotrophic success, it occurs in the medium that is rich in organic substances. Here the inorganic, here the organic substance. Okay. Carbon means carbon dioxide. Take an example. Hydrogen means H2S. Okay, these are the inorganic substances, isn't it, man? Inorganic. It is not present in the living organism. It is also supplemented by the atmosphere. Okay. Organic means same things is there, present in the form of carbohydrate, protein, lipid, vitamins like that. So heterotrophic succession. So these are all types of succession here given is. How many is there? There are 6. One is the first one is primary, secondary, and autogenic, allogenic, autotropic, heterotrophic. So that is very, very important, my dear students. These are the type of succession. You should note it down. Sometimes they may ask the questions, okay, assess and reasoning, match the following again. Sometimes they ask the question directly also. Okay. And the last, we come to the end. Before that, the concept booster is that some of them autogenic succession. What is the meaning of autogenic? The succession resulting from the changes brought about by the organism themselves. The principal forces of changes comes from within the community. That is called as autogenic. Allogenic, the successions resulting from the changes brought about by the factor external of the community. External means outside, isn't it? External forces, external factors. Already we discussed it, that things also. Okay, light, temperature, pH, water molecule, moisture, all those things. Okay. Autotrophic succession. It is characterized by the early and continued dominance of the autotrophic organism like green plants. Autotrophic means green plants. It begins the predominantly inorganic environment. Inorganic environment, carbon dioxide, light, temperature, pH, that thing. And there is a gradual increase in the organic matter content supported by the energy flow. Okay. So this is very, very inorganic substances help for the organic matter. For what? The plant by the process autotrophic, chlorophyll bearing. They can synthesize their own food materials. Absorption, root, that things. Heterotrophic succession, it is characterized by the early dominance of the heterotrophs, such as the bacteria, fungi, and also actinomyces. These are the molecules, these are the organisms, they can depend upon their other one, for example, plant or phytoplanktons, other animals. See the fungi. Fungi, there is a chlorophyll molecule. Actinomyces is also a chlorophyll nature. These two, not only that, and bacteria also, they depends upon the autotrophs, other one. So that's why they consider the heterotrophic. They can depend upon their food or shelter, whatever it may be, depends on the another organism. That is called as heterotrophic. They cannot be able to synthesize their own food material by the process called as photosynthesis. Okay, my dear. So this is an important point. Next important point is a keystone species. This is very, very important, my dear. This is very, very important. So many times they were asked the question, who discovered keystone species? Keystone means what is the meaning? Already they are having in the present, already having. Which one is the key? Already you are having the lock, isn't it? Lock, there is a specific key is there. Where is there? Already having. Then only it will be open. Likewise, keystone species also already present. Old one, we can call it as a old one like that. Present already. The TAM keystone, sorry, the spelling mistakes there, the TAM. Okay, media. The TAM keystone species was first coined by Robert Payne in the year 1960. Don't forget, my dear. Keystone means you should know this is the scientist. He is the scientist. Robert Payne in the year 1966, after the extensive studies, examinations, the interaction strength of food web in rocky intertidal ecosystem northwest. Rocky intertidal ecosystem northwest. So here you should note it down. Which one you know? The name of the scientist is very, very important. Where they did their work or research work like that. Northwest. These are the special that determine the ability of large number of other species to persist. Okay, he desired. how it will be. See here. A keystone species is a species which has a disproportionately large effect on its natural environment relative to its abundance, a concept introduced in 1969 by the geologist Robert T. Pioneer. And also one more is there here, 66 and 69 also, isn't it? So the before one, what is that? 66. After 3 years also, they did the work, 1969, by the geologist Robert T. Pioneer. Sometimes they ask the question, the naturalist and ecologist, okay, biologist, botanist, geologist, like that they may ask the question. Sometimes, maybe rare question, isn't it, mate? And then the keystone species is often a dominant predator whose removal allows a prey population to explode and often decrease overall diversity. So exact meaning is this one. What is that? A keystone species is often a dominant predator whose removal allows a prey population to explode and often decreases overall diversity. That species is called as, what is that? Keystone species. Okay, my dear. Other kind of keystone species are those such as coral or beavers that significantly alter the habitat around them and thus affect large number of other organisms. This is also another point. Sometimes they may ask the questions. Coral and beavers also comes under the heading is known as keystone species. Don't forget, my dear. These are the two things is very, very important. What is my keystone? Who discovered keystone? What is the main keystone species? Example. That is very, very important. See that a keystone species exerts top-down influence on lower trophic level and prevent species at lower trophic level from the monopolizing critical resources such as competition for space or key producer food sources. What is that meaning? You know, the keystone species exert top-down influences on lower trophic levels. Okay, and prevent species at lower trophic level from the monopolizing critical resources such as competition for space or a key producer food sources. Then ketone prey also, that here the ketone species predator and ketone prey. Ketone prey are species that can maintain the number of deposit being prey upon, therefore controlling the density of the predator. Density of the predator. The prey, what happens? They can maintain or control the density of the predator. Such type of organism are called as keystone prey. Okay, my dear. So these are the two things is very, very important. One is called as ketone prey. This is very, very important. And second one is called as ketone species. Both are very, very important. Particularly the ketone prey or species that can maintain the number deposit being prey upon, therefore the controlling the density of the predator. That is very, very important. Okay, so go to the next one. The ketone species are species that play a disproportional large role in the prevalence and population levels of the other species within their ecosystem or community. They are either part of the food chain or become a part of it during scarcity. Suppose if it is high, it enter into the food chain. Suppose if it is very less, it come to the scarcity. Without this one, they cannot survive. They maintain the community structure and functions. This is a very, very important point, my dear. They exert much influences on community related to able to low abundance or biomass disproportionately. They have a vital role in the controlling the relative abundance of the other species. They produce a long-lasting effect. Long-lasting means what is that? Completely nil stage is there. Once upon a time, what happened? No? The species completely control the activity of the prey means what is that? Once they will not produce. So as long as what happened, it will lost. That effect is called as produce long-lasting effect. That is the last one. End of the lesson, I think it may be a long-lasting effect. it will not comes newly. Okay, my dears. The removal causes serious disruption, drastic changes in community. Example, bats, top carnivorous, elephants, crocodile, disaster, sea otter, lobster, kangaroo, rat, grey wolves. These are the examples I've given. Okay, my dear. And then next, that's all about this lesson completed. Okay. So we'll pass on to the next question part. Okay, my dear. So before that, we should summarize all those things. So what are the things already we discussed? Okay, my dear. See here. Accession in aquatic environment, particularly hydraulic stage. What are the stages here? You know, just imagine the plankton stage and submerged stage and floating stage. Plankton stage means the zooplankton and phytoplanktons and also pioneer community. Submerged means given examples of submerged stage, hydrilla and potamogeton and najas. Najas is animal. Okay. And floating stages mean Nympia, Nilambu, Lemna, Azalea, and Trapha, etc. These are very, very important. Floating means above the water bed. And free floating, that is also very, very important. Sometimes they may ask the question, free floating stages of the plant, Pistia, Eichhornia. Okay. And red swamp stage, now we are going to study the question part 1 is also, so the question 1, the Sagillaria and Typha and Pargimids, sedges and marshy, meadow stages. Okay, take an example. This is a very, very important point. A newly built up swords, carex, okay, juncus, and paras. These are the example has given, my dear. Some of the grasses also. And woody stage already know about the rhizomes bearing the shrubs. Particularly, which one you know? The corons and populus, ulnus. Ulnus is very, very important, my dear students. Climax stage means complete development of the forest, new tree, shrubs, and also herbs. Okay, my dears, these are the important points. See that already we discussed this one. This is the initial stage. And finally, it look like this one. So how many changes is here? So there are 6 stages also takes place. So there are the 8 changes here. Okay, hydrots. Already we discussed. There, that diagram only they have shown 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 only. But exactly this is the correct way. 8 changes occurs from the first one to the last one. This is the first one. This is the last one. Okay, my dear. So the same is also given in the another part in your book. And also changes in the community characteristics, characters, several stage and also climax. So what are the things here? There are 20 characters have been given here in the tabulation. Okay, my dear. So the next and the types of succession, there are 6 types of succession have been reported in the tabulation form or chart form, isn't it, my dear? This is called as primary succession, secondary succession, autogenic succession, allogenic succession, autotrophic succession, heterotropic succession is there. Okay, that has been given here in the expansible manner. Okay, already we discussed what are the examples. Who's discussed? Ketone species is very, very important. Particularly, the award was given by the name of the scientist Robert Payne in the year 1966. He did the work in the ecosystem northwest, rocky intertidal ecosystem northwest. Okay, so and also another one is he is a geologist. Okay, my dears. A keystone species is often a dominant predator whose removal allows a prey population to explode and often decreases overall diversity. This is the first one. Second one is coral or beavers is also one of the examples of the keystone species. Okay, and ketone spray, it is also very, very important. Maintain there or control there. What is that? Number of deposition. Okay, density of the predator. That is very, very important. Okay, my dear. So long lasting effect. Finally, what happened? Long last. Suppose if it is completely eroded from the particular area, what happened? No, long lasting effect. What does that mean? It will not produce newly. So that is the thing. What are the example? Bats, top carnivorous elephant. So many example has given. Okay, reptiles, bats. Okay, also given. Grey wolves also. See the first questions. The question: reed swamp stage is characterized by the occurrence of the which one? Free floating plant, floating leaved plant, submerged plant, emerged plant. Now only we start submerged plant. Which one is the correct one, my dear? So this is the correct one, isn't it? Submerged. Is it correct or not? See this one. So which one is the correct one? Sorry. First one, emerged plant. Sorry, extremely sorry, my dear. Now only we saw it. So free floating plant, reaves from stage. It's a emergent plant. So what about the next one? The pioneer and the secondary successors of previously burned forest are, which one you know? Mosses, ferns, lichens, epiphytes. Which one is the correct one, my dear? See here. The second one is the correct one, isn't it? Second one is the correct one. The ferns, because it can be easily burnt. Okay, pioneer in the secondary succession of previously burned forest are, what is that? Mosses, it will not come. Ferns comes. Lichens, it will not come. Epiphyte, it will not come. Next one is to find out the correct order of the succession level in the xerox. Already we studied lichen moss stage. Lichen moss stage is the first one. Annual, it will not come. Perennial, it will not come. Forest, it will not come. So the lichen moss stage, annual herb stage, perennial herb stage, scrub stage, and forest. This is the first one. Okay, my dear. Already now only we saw it, isn't it? So this is the correct one. This is the correct answer. Lichen stage is the initial one, isn't it? Bare rock to lichen, isn't it? Then annual, then perennial, and scrub stage and forest. This is the correct answer. Annual, it will not come first. Perennial, it will not come first. Forest, it will not come first. Okay, and go to the next one. Different communities are represented by the combination of mosses, herbs, and shrubs and trees replacing one another during the success are referred as, what is that? Suppose one is replaced by the another. Just imagine. One is replaced by the another. Climax community? No. Here completely stable nature, isn't it? Stable. Serra community is the correct one. Successive community, it will not come. Pioneer community, it's invading, it will not come. Here what they are telling, you know, different community represented by the combination of mosses, herbs, and shrubs and trees replacing one another during succession is called as seral community. Okay. And then last one is called as, what is that? See, the primary succession refer to the development of community on a primary succession. Born, fleshy, filled with water after a dry phase. No, it will not come. First dry only it comes. Fleshy cleared crop field, it will not come. Now only we saw it. Newly exposed habitat with no record of the earlier vegetation. There is no any vegetation in that area, isn't it, my dear? There is no any living organism. So newly formed, newly exposed habitat. Because there is no any living organism, plant or animal, whatever it may be. The water is filled due to the raining seasons. Automatically the plant it will be grow. This condition is called as, what is that, you know? Primary succession refer to the development of communities on a bond, fleshy filled with the water after a dry phase. Already having the bond, it will not like that. Fleshy cleared crop, no. Newly exposed habitat. Newly exposed means, you take an example. You dig the water, dig the soil molecule, you create a small well-like structure. There water filled and also what happened? No. The plant as well as other things also grow. That is a newly formed one. That is called as correct primary. Forest clearing after de-wasting fire. It is not like that. Already having, isn't it? Already having. So these are the examples, my dear. See here, the first one, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So the part 2 is finished, my dear students. So next one is, we will pass on to the part 3. Okay, my dears. We will see the remaining things on the next session. Okay, my dear. See this one. The part 3 ecosystem is there. Okay. The biome. Okay. And also What is my biome? What are the types of biome? Is the tropical rainforest biome, tropical deciduous forest biome, temperate broadleaf forest biome, and also temperate needleaf or coniferous forest biome. Okay, that things also present in it. See how it will be like that. That things we will see the remaining things on the next class, my dear students. Okay, so keep on practice, my dear students. You will get the success. Okay, so you have to practice more than more 5 to 10 questions, 45 questions, 90 questions, or full test also. You have to practice and also go through the book, NCERT book. Okay, and also you have to take the notes and black letters. Okay, assessment reasoning, or diagrammatical oriented, just to practice it, then only you will get the good result, my dear. Thank you so much for the participation. Bye, take care. Good night. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.